Today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the Morphe 35O2, and I'm going to be showing you how I got the eye look that I'm wearing right now. I'm really loving this eye look so much. It's very fall, it's very warm, it's very smoky and dramatic. I'm in love with it, and it's all using this beautiful palette right here. I'm going to show you how I got this look, and then at the end I'm going to give some of my thoughts about this palette. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this look right here and what I think of the Morphe 35O2, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to start by priming my eyes using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Mine is in the shade Fair. I'm sure I don't have to keep saying this, but you guys know I love this concealer for priming my eyes, especially when I'm doing intense eye looks. Since this look is kind of dark and dramatic, I do want a blank space to start with. Now to set all this down, that's my only complaint about this palette right now, is that there's like no setting shade. There's no shade for me to set down my primer on my lids. I'm just going to take this little Wet n Wild contouring palette right here. This is the Dulce de Leche palette, and I'm just taking this shade over here and I'm just going to set down that base. Right now that we're all primed and set, I'm going to go back into the 35O2. I'm going to start out by using this shade right here, which is the shade Orb. I'm just going to take that on a fluffy blending brush. I'm just going to kind of run this all over my crease. So I'm putting this in my crease area, and I'm also dragging it down a little bit on the outer V, and I'm going to kind of pull these shadows outwards a little bit because I do want to create kind of a cat eye effect, but this is mainly just to help the shadows blend. Then I'm going to go on with a really small dense shader brush. This is the Royal and Langnickel BOM 18 detail brush. I'm going to take this black shade right here. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to pack that all over the lid. I love this black. It's so creamy. Like when you dip your brush into it, it just feels so smooth. It does not feel powdery or dry whatsoever. It feels so buttery when you put it on your brush, and I love that. Alright, so I know this is looking a little wild right now, I know, but trust me, we'll get there. I'm going to go back in with that first brush that we used, and I'm going to lightly, very lightly, tap into the first shade that we touched here. And I'm just going to kind of start blending out this area right here, but make sure that you're keeping this brush on one side because black will get on it, and you don't want to get that anywhere else but down here. So we're just going to start lightly blending this out. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy, I don't really know how to describe this. It's kind of like a shader brush, but it's a bit thicker and fluffier. This is the Royal and Langnickel BOM 40 shader brush. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to dip into this orange shade right here. That shade's called Ablaze, and I'm just going to take that and I'm going to kind of do the same thing, and we're just going to start working that color in to that area. This is just really going to start to warm the look up. Get those orangey tones in there. Then I'm just going to go in with a smaller, more dense shader brush. This is the one that came in the Kylie Jenner or Take Me on Vacation eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to take that and I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called Fire. And I'm just taking that on the tip of this brush, and I'm going to focus that right in this socket. Then we're going to go back in with the same brush that we used earlier with some more black, and we're just going to put that black back in since a lot of it has gotten blended away. And then we're going to kind of go back in and just redo the same steps that we've already done. So I'm going to first go back in with a clean crease brush, and we're going to take the first shade that we used right here. We're just gonna run that along the brow bone. Then we're gonna go back in with the shade Blaze. And then back in with the shade Fire. Alright, now before we start our face, I do want to clean up at this bottom area a little bit because there's a lot down there. So I'm just taking a makeup wipe and I'm just wiping, oh gracious. But I'm just wiping up this area down here just to clean it off so we can prepare to do our base. And I am going to go ahead and make this line a little sharper. I'm keeping it a little bit below the lower lash line because we are going to connect the lower lash line to this upper area here. Alright guys, so of course the first thing we're going to do is prime our face. I'm using the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm so I can give my face a little bit of hydration. And then on the areas of my face where I have a little more pores, I'm going to use the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. For foundation today, I'm going to be using a combination of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick in the shade R230 and the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 202 Creamy Natural. I love both of these foundations so much. I'm going to start out by using a brush, and then after I'm done blending it out with the brush, I'm going to tap over it with a beauty sponge. I just love the finish that using a brush than a sponge gives, because you get the full coverage of the brush, but you get the flawlessness of the beauty blender, or beauty sponge I should say. I just love the finish on both of these. I don't know if I've ever mixed these together before, but it's what we're doing. Once I've got it mostly blended out with the brush, then I like to go over it with a beauty sponge. I just love that this puts a little bit of moisture back into my skin, and it also just makes the makeup look so flawless. I love those two foundations together. The coverage is beautiful and the finish is so nice. I love it. For concealer, I'm going to be combining the Tarte Shape Tape with the Wet n Wild Photofocus Concealer. I love the Tarte Shape Tape for a full coverage under my eye, but this shade is just a little too light for me, and I don't know, I feel like this can be a little drying on me, so I do like combining another concealer with it just to make it a little more moisturizing. But with this look, I just want a really full coverage, so. I'm just gonna go back in with that Eco Tool sponge and blend all this concealer out. I have not been this full coverage in a while. Excuse this monster on the side of my face, it will not go away. Alright guys, and as always, I'm going to use the RCMA No Color Powder to set my under eye. I'm also just going to set the areas of my face that I plan to contour. And for contouring, I'm just using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. And today I'm actually going to bake up under that contour. So I'm just going to take the Eco Tool sponge and I'm going to put some RCMA powder on it. And I'm just going to press that up under this contour line, just so we can have a nice sharp contour. Because that's just what I'm feeling today. So I'm just going to let that sit for a little while. Ooh, my hair is looking wild. We need to fix that. Now for blush, I'm going to go in with the shade Amaretto. This is from the Jaclyn Hill X Becca palette. I'm just going to dust that shade all over my cheeks. Alright guys, I'm going to quickly do my brows and we'll be right back. Alright, for mascara, I'm going to be using Benefit's Roller Lash. Alright, now before I do my bottom lashes and make a huge mistake, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off this bake and finish my lower lash line. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to start out by going back in with that black. I'm just going to put it on the tip of that brush. Make sure to tap it off because we definitely don't want any fallout down there now. And I'm just going to put that really close to my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go with a small little shader brush. This one's a little fluffy, so it'll make it a little easier to blend out that lower lash line. I'm going to go in with that orange shade, this one right here, and I'm just going to use that color to blend out that black. And I do want to keep this look pretty matte, so I'm going to go back into that Wet n Wild palette that we used earlier. I'm just going to take that shade, I'm going to use that to highlight the brow bone and inner corner. For my lower lashes, I'm just going to finish up using that roller lash. And I'm going to line my waterline using the Pierre gel eyeliner in the shade Ebony. I'm just going to highlight my face using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. And then last but not least, for lips, I'm going to use the Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Americano. Alright guys, so that completes this look right here. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this really dark, smoky, intense fall tutorial. I'm so excited for all the orange warm fall colors. Not that I don't use them all the time anyway, but that's beside the point. But before we end this video, I do want to talk about this beautiful palette right here that we just used in this video, the Morphe 35O2. I cannot say enough good things about this. I mean, it looks delicious. It looks fiery. It looks warm. It looks beautiful. I really don't have much bad to say about this palette. The only criticism that I have is kind of like what I said earlier, that there's no light highlighty shade in here. I mean, the lightest shade in here is this color right here, and I still feel like that's a little too dark for me to comfortably highlight with. So I wish that there was a lighter shade in here. I wish that there was a matte bone shade in here so I could set my lid down with it, but there's not. So that's really my only criticism of this palette. Other than that, I love pretty much everything about it. You can tell the difference in formula and in quality between this palette right here and the original 35O. And we all know that Morphe palettes are already great for the price. You already get a great variety of colors for a really great price tag. But this right here has just upped their game immensely in my opinion, and I know that I've heard other people say the same thing. But you can tell the difference in swatching these. I'm just gonna kind of swatch a few of them right now. So I'm going in with this black, which, as I said before, I love this black so much. It is so creamy. I can't get over it. And then I love, I love this red shade right here. I feel like that's a standout shade. I love this brown right here. And then let's go in with another shimmery shade. Let's try this one right here. You can see how beautiful. You can see how beautiful these colors are. I can't. It's gorgeous. I know that Jaclyn Hill had kind of a little bit of input in this palette, so I'm guessing that that's another reason that it's so good, because I know that a lot of people have raved about the formula of her palette with Morphe. So yeah, I really don't have anything bad to say about this palette. I have the 35OS right here with me, so I'm just going to kind of put them side by side, and you can see how much warmer this is than the 35OS, which is already warm and deliciousness and chocolatey. But yeah, I do like this one more. I do like the 35O2 more. I love the color selection, and I love the formula on these. So this is an A++++ for me. And yeah, so there's that. But yeah guys, I hope that you enjoyed watching this makeup look right here. If you did like this video, don't forget to like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos just like this one. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye! There's no setting shade really. Oh, let me take this out. This is the Dulce de Leche palette. This is the Dulce, which is the shade